I always knew deep in the marrow of my bones that my family saw me as nothing more than a walking bank account, a pair of legs that carried a limitless credit card. But knowing and feeling are two different beasts. Knowing is a quiet whisper in the back of your mind. Feeling is a knife that twists slowly, day after day, until one morning you wake up bleeding and realize the wound has been there for years. That my name is Isabella. The first have been the responsible one since I was old enough to understand the word mortgage. While my younger sister Lila floated through life on clouds of privilege, manicured nails, designer bags, endless selfies with captions about living my best life, I was grinding 60-hour weeks in the glass towers of international finance, spreadsheets that blurred into nightmares, red-eye flights that left me hollow-eyed and jet-lagged. Every bonus, every raise, every painstakingly saved dollar went home, not because I was asked, because I was expected, because if I didn't, the sky would fall on all of them, and somehow that would still be my fault. That I told myself it was love, that I told myself it was duty, that I told myself that one day they would see me, really see me, and say thank you. That day never came. The call came on a Tuesday morning in Singapore. That I had been stationed there for 8 long months, living in a shoebox studio that smelled faintly of instant noodles and exhaustion. I was hunched over quarterly reports, coffee gone cold beside me, when my laptop chimed out a video call from home. That I accepted it with the dull dread I had trained myself to ignore. Mom's face filled the screen first. She was glowing, actually glowing, like she'd been dipped in highlighter. And good news, her smile was too wide, her eyes too bright. That I knew that look. That IT was the same one she wore when she'd borrowed my college savings for a family cruise when I was 19. The same one she wore when she told me Lila needed braces more than I needed to study abroad. Isabella. Oh, honey, she sang, voice syrupy sweet, we have the most wonderful news. I leaned back in my chair, already bracing myself. Mom only used that sing-song voice when she was about to drop a bomb and call it a gift. What's going on? I asked, keeping my tone neutral. Years in boardrooms had taught me how to keep my face blank even when my stomach was knotting itself into sailor's ropes. Well, she drew the word out like taffy. You know how Lila's been planning her wedding to Nicholas. I did know, the wedding that had ballooned into something obscene, the wedding that cost more than most people's houses, the wedding I had already quietly paid for half of through anonymous transfers I routed through shell accounts so they wouldn't know it was me. Again, Mom plowed on, oblivious to the storm gathering behind my eyes. We found the perfect solution for the funding issue. My stomach dropped through the floor, through the 37 floors beneath me, all the way to the Singapore pavement. What kind of solution? My voice came out flat. Dangerous. Dad's face appeared beside Mom's then, wearing that jovial mask he always pulled on when he was about to deliver devastating news wrapped in a bow. We sold your apartment, he said, beaming like he'd just handed me a winning lottery ticket. The words didn't register at first, they floated in the air between us like poisonous bubbles. You what? The downtown condo, Mom chirped. We got an excellent price for it, more than enough to cover Lila's wedding expenses and then some. I stared at the screen. My mouth went dry. My heart started pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. That's my apartment, I said slowly. My name is on the deed. That I bought it with my own money. Well, technically, yes, Dad interrupted, waving a hand, but we've been managing it while you're away. And since you're not using it, I'm not using it, I repeated, voice rising, because I'm working overseas to support everyone else's lifestyle. Lila shoved her way into the frame then, pushing Mom and Dad aside. She was radiant, hair in perfect waves, makeup flawless, eyes sparkling with triumph. Isabella, isn't it perfect? She gushed, bouncing. Now I can have the wedding of my dreams at the Grandview Estate. 300 guests, live orchestra, imported peonies, the couture dress, everything I've always wanted. Everything she'd always wanted, funded by stealing my home. That I felt something inside me crack. Using money from selling my home, I said quietly. Lila waved a manicured hand. You can always buy another apartment when you get back. Besides, you're never even there. At least this way the money's going to something meaningful. Meaningful, the word was ash in my mouth. The wedding is in 6 weeks, Mom added brightly. We've already put down deposits on everything. That it's going to be absolutely magical. I looked at their faces, Mom beaming, Dad nodding, Lila glowing, not one flicker of guilt. How did you manage to sell property in my name? Dad cleared his throat. We handled some of the paperwork ourselves, family helping family. You forged my signature. That's an ugly way to put it, Mom said, voice wounded. We're family. By committing fraud, I finished. Lila rolled her eyes. God, Isabella, you're so dramatic. That it's not like you can't afford another place. And we're grateful, Dad said quickly. This is just a one-time thing for Lila's special day. The apartment wasn't just property. It was my sanctuary. My proof I had made my escape from this family's suffocating gravity, and they sold it like a used car. Isabella, Mom said cautiously, aren't you happy for your sister? Congratulations, Lila, I said flatly, I'm sure it'll be beautiful. Lila clapped, you're the best big sister ever. I have to go, work calls. Of course, honey, Mom said, we love you. I ended the call. The screen went black. I stared at my reflection hollow, foreign. They thought they'd played me perfectly. They had no idea what they'd unleashed. I called Jordan. Isabella, what's wrong? I need a favor. It's going to get messy. My family just made the biggest mistake of their lives. Congratulations, Lila, I whispered, check your mail soon. Jordan's voice sharpened, start from the beginning. I paced the hotel room. They sold my condo, forged my signature, used the money for Lila's wedding. That's fraud. It gets better, they had access to everything because they were managing it. How much? About $400,000. Jordan whistled, do you have the original deed? Secure cloud. I never trusted them with important documents. What else do they have access to? Nothing they know about. Remember Meridian Holdings? I transferred the condo to it 6 months after purchase. Legally, they committed fraud against a corporation. You genius. And Jordan, who's been paying their mortgage for 4 years? Silence. Meridian Holdings. $2,800 a month, plus credit cards, car payments, half Lila's college loans, all untraceable. You've been bankrolling their entire life while eating ramen in a studio. Yeah, and they sold my home for a $400,000 wedding. What do you want me to do? File an injunction to void the sale. Stop all payments immediately, prepare a report of every transaction. You're going nuclear. They declared war when they forged my signature. An email pinged. From Harmony, Lila's wedding planner, payment issues, urgent. The checks were bouncing. I smiled coldly. How long for the injunction? Filed tomorrow, restraining order in 48 hours. Perfect. Are you sure? I want them to know exactly what they threw away. Jordan started drafting that night. I watched Harmony's emails grow frantic. I replied politely, contact the family directly, best of luck. I deleted the rest. Let the games begin. The next morning, the group chat exploded. Lila, OMG, the florist is being difficult. Mom, don't worry, sweetheart. Dad's handling it. Lila, but what if they cancel the peonies? Dad, just banking delays. I screenshotted and sent to Jordan. It's starting. Jordan called, injunction filed, Judge Morrison reviewing this afternoon. Harmony's emails escalated, catering bounced, venue demanding payment, band wants cash. Dad's voicemail, minor banking hiccups, call me, love you, jet from Grandview Estate, deposit declined. 48 hours or we release the date. Mom's voicemail to Jordan, legal issue with the apartment sale, ask Isabella to call, text from Lila. Why aren't you answering, Dad? This isn't my wedding. Lila's voicemail. Fix this now. I'm not letting you ruin my wedding with your drama. I prepared the care package, every payment, every sacrifice. The injunction hit at 3:47 p.m. their time. Accounts frozen. Group chat chaos. Dad's voicemail. What game are you playing? Mom's, terrible mistake. We're family. Lila's, if you're behind this, I'll never forgive you. I sent the email. Since you're having banking issues, review your financial history. Pay special attention to Meridian Holdings, the company covering your mortgage for 4 years, the same company that owned the apartment you tried to steal. My resignation as your anonymous benefactor, best of luck with the wedding. Isabella voicemails poured in, Dad, we need to talk. We're family. Mom, oh God, what have we done? Lila, you psychotic bitch. I hate you. Harmony's cancellation email, all services cancelled, pursuing legal action. Lila's Instagram meltdown went viral. Nicholas called, I can't marry into this family, the fraud, the way they treated you unforgivable. 17 missed calls. 46 texts. I turned the phone face down, let them sit with it. BY morning, local news picked it up. TikTok drama channels, Reddit. Threads, David arrested for disorderly conduct at the bank. Camila emailed, your parents tried loans in your name, identity theft, Dad laid off 18 months ago, Lila ran up $60,000 in debt. Nicholas texted, Lila's trying to get my parents to pay, and have you committed? I posted the truth, online documents, timeline, everything. Detective Rodriguez called, we're pressing charges against them. Courtroom day arrived, David and Laura at the defendant's table, aged beyond recognition, Lila glaring hatred, Judge Martinez, fraud, identity theft, false reports, David. We're family that we thought it was a family asset, Judge. There is no, technically, in fraud, Laura. Isabella manipulated us, Judge. She gave voluntarily. That's generosity, Lila outburst. She ruined my wedding. Bailiff removed her. Sentences. David 18 months, Laura 12 months and probation, restitution. Jordan squeezed my shoulder. How do you feel? Empty, satisfied, but empty. Outside, reporters swarmed that I spoke briefly about boundaries. That we drove to the apartment. Carlos the doorman. I'm so sorry, Miss Isabella. Everything untouched, but it felt smaller, tainted. Nicholas texted, Lila's GoFundMe has $12 that I decided to sell it. Start fresh, delete contacts. Laura, David, Lila, every angry relative. The phone felt lighter. Some bridges are meant to burn. That I was finally free to discover who I was when I wasn't everyone else's solution. And for the first time in years, the silence felt like peace.